Trump, day one in office. This is crazy. 13 executive orders on immigration, all in less than 24 hours. We're going to talk about the birthright citizenship executive order. We're going to talk about closing the border. We're going to talk about the deportation of more than 1 million immigrants from the United States and possible hints for travel bans. All in this video. Stick until the end. All right, guys, welcome back to this video. Day one of President Trump, and we're making this video literally after summarizing all 13 executive orders. That's why it took me a few days to make this video, but I'm going to go over the summary in writing through my blog, and you're going to see all the executive orders. We're talking about birthright citizenship, deportation of more than 1 million immigrants, closing the border, remain in Mexico, and many more executive orders, all on immigration, summarized one by one, very detailed summary. We're also going to link our blog, the detailed blog with all the summary of executive orders in the description of this video. So if you are interested to understand what did the executive orders mean, what they are, and what are the implications for you as somebody who is living in the United States or about to come to the United States, you need to watch this video all the way until the end. Now, let me share my screen and we'll jump right into it. All right, this is a summary we prepared literally the day after everything was announced, and I'm going to go through everything here. It's all organized in a great, precise manner to make it easy for you to understand, and I want to go over this with you kind of to give you my perspective. If you want to read it and print it, you can get it all the way in the description of this video. All right, so he is now president of the United States, and all these executive orders came right there. He signed it right there. We're talking about canceling pretty much a lot of Biden administration orders, policies, and regulations. We're going to have a lot of issues with people want to come to the United States, asylum applications, and of course, undocumented immigrants. Now, what that means is that you're going to see a lot of tough policies coming up from this administration in the next year or so, and it's going to go step by step. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. All right, so let's jump right into the first executive order, and that's called President Trump's America First priorities. And this is essentially what are the priorities of this administration. It kind of sets the tone for the rest of these orders and for what you're going to see in the next 4 years on immigration. President Trump promises to take bold action to secure the U.S. border and protect communities by calling on the U.S. Armed Forces and National Guard to assist in border security. In fact, I'm here in San Diego, California. I can tell you that I can see already military moving towards the border as we speak. Moving forward, at the president's direction, the State Department will have America First foreign policy. What that means, I guess, and Biden's catch and release policies. Right now, when people are being apprehended inside the United States, they can be released away. And that's something that obviously, you know, they get released and then they wait for the hearing. They're going to stop doing that. Remain in Mexico policy. That is something that we need to talk about. So what is the catch and release again? Catch and release authorizes the release of individuals without legal status from detention while they're waiting for the court hearing. That is something that is going to be over. Remain in Mexico. What it is known formally as the Migrant Protection Protocol. This policy will require certain asylum seekers that are at the border to wait in Mexico for their asylum hearing, which is going to create obviously more backlogs, and it's going to be dangerous for those applicants to wait for their hearings overseas, to wait for their hearings abroad. Continue to build the border wall. You know, he wanted to do that in his previous term, and that's going to continue now. And obviously, it will stop asylum seekers from just showing up at the border. It's going to make it very complicated for people to apply for asylum. He said he's going to crack down on U.S. sanctuary cities. Like I'm in San Diego, it's a sanctuary city. San Francisco, they're going to crack down on this. And expand deportation operations for aliens with criminal records. So that is where we're talking about the massive deportation efforts that they're currently doing here. It started already yesterday. And suspend refugee resettlement program, which is going to be a big problem because a lot of our immigrants who come here, they go through the refugee program. That's going to be tough. Another interesting thing is enhanced vetting and screening of people coming to the United States. It means that the president would direct agencies to report and recommend for suspension of entry for nationals of any country of particular concern. That is where we feel the travel bans are going to come back, probably in the next 60 to 90 days. We'll break it down a little bit further. I want to dive into some of these executive orders, but this one just kind of like shows you what are the priorities of this administration. Before we jump in and talk about executive order called initial rescission of harmful executive orders and actions, essentially canceling all of Biden's executive orders or initiative. Before we talk about that, guys, if you're here for the first time, please subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And also give us a big like so YouTube will show this video to more people just like you. Also, if you need to consult with me on any of your immigration matters, if you're worried about your status, if you need help to strategize and deal with what's happening right now, send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationasap.com and leave your information. One of our team members will contact you ASAP. All right, guys, let's jump into executive order, which is called initial rescission of harmful executive orders and actions. And again, this is a summary we prepared literally the night after the inauguration, giving you the most comprehensive summary of executive orders on the internet. Now, it's initial rescission of harmful executive order actions, and we're talking about all the orders that Biden initiated. We're talking about executive order 13-1987. This is unified response to COVID-19. Order 13-995, 13-996, all bunch of the COVID executive orders, improving access to care, treatment, all that kind of stuff, moving in and out federal workers. That's all gone. And when it comes to immigration, this is going to be canceling Executive Order 13768, which basically did the following: expansion of interior immigration enforcement, defined enforcement priorities, putting families, long residents, and dreamers at risk of deportation, penalize sanctuary cities, states, localities for failure to enforce federal immigration, called for additional criminal prosecution for illegal entry into the United States. All right. So these are executive orders that, you know, he's going to remove. Biden's executive order 1401, creating comprehensive regional framework to address the causes of migration. I mean, you know, again, these are all formalities, but I think the most important thing is if you're looking at the executive order 14012, which essentially was a task force to help the government to build better resettlement programs, refugee programs. All these are gone. As I mentioned to you in the beginning, he's going to be essentially stopping all refugee programs at the moment coming to the United States. Moving to executive order, protecting the meaning and value of citizenship. This is a big one, ending birthright citizenship. Now, many of you sending me messages, comments. I did a live the first day of the inauguration. That live had a lot of questions about that. What does it mean? Well, executive order is specifically talking about the 14th Amendment, which states all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the states where they reside. The Trump administration argues that the 14th Amendment doesn't extend citizenship to everyone born in the United States and has always excluded from birthright citizenship persons who were born in the United States, but they're not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, which means that if they're undocumented, if they came here unlawfully, they claim that they're not subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Okay, so what is this executive order going to do? This is going to be the privileged United States citizenship doesn't automatically extend to persons born in the United States. Number one, when the person's mother was unlawfully present in the United States and the father was not a United States citizen, or when the person's mother presence in the United States at the time was lawful but temporary, like a student visa, tourist visa, visa waiver, work visa, and the father was not a United States citizen or lawful resident. So what does that mean? So imagine here as a student or in a work visa, you're now married somebody who's not a citizen. If you have a child in the United States, according to this, your child is not going to be a U.S. citizen automatically. Also, if a person's mother was unlawfully present and the father was not a United States citizen, or the person's mother came here unlawfully, those people are not going to be able to claim citizenship for their children. This is going to be implemented in 30 days, February 19, 2025. Today, when I'm recording this, 18 states sued the Trump administration challenging this specific order, and they are going to go to court and try to stop this. What's going to happen with this is very, very controversial, very complicated, because how can you defy the Constitution? It's going to be hard. We'll see what happens, but the lawsuit will continue. Executive order, moving to the next one, securing our borders. This is one is going to establish a physical wall, deterring, preventing entry of illegal aliens, removing all aliens who enter the United States in violation of the law, which is the mass deportation initiative they're pursuing right now, pursuing criminal charges against people who violate the immigration laws. And of course, they're going to deploy personnel to build a wall, terminate all categorical parole programs. This is a big one. All the paroles you've seen for Ukraine, for Venezuela, for El Salvador, that's gone based on this parole. And they're going to be Haitians, Nicaraguans, Venezuelans. These programs are now destroyed. They're going to stop using the CBP-1 application. This was one of the process over 1 million people to come to the United States legally to get their documents. Executive action next, realigning the United States refugee admission program. Again, this is suspension effective of 12 a.m. Eastern time. All refugee programs are being suspended, right? Which means that obviously they're going to be doing this on a case-by-case basis in the future, but for the moment it is on hold. Next one, executive action declaring national emergency at the border, at the southern border right here in San Diego. The military is already starting to take action over there. The idea is that they're going to start putting together physical barriers along the border and moving the military over there to secure borders. Next one, America First trade policy, potentially changing to the U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. It calls the government to investigate unfair trade policies, and they're going to see the impact of the American trade agreements on the U.S. workers, make some possible TN work changes to the TN visa and for Mexicans and Canadian nationals. So we'll see what happens. This is just an announcement. They're going to do it. Clarifying the military's role in protecting the U.S. territories. They're going to be using more and more of the military to seal borders and use them to potentially enforce immigration as well. Restoring the death penalty, protecting public safety. Capital crime committed for undocumented immigrants, they will be recommending the death penalty. Now, this is a big one. The next one, executive order protecting the U.S. from foreign terrorism and other national security and public safety. Now, this is where we're going to see the travel bans coming in the next 60 to 90 days. This executive order applies enhanced vetting and screening protocols during the visa issuance process to ensure that aliens approved for admission into the United States do not intend to harm American or pose a threat to national security. Now, this is the big one right now, and that's highlighted on the screen. Vet and screen to maximum degree possible all aliens who intend to be admitted, enter, or are already inside the United States. Those coming from regions with identified security risks. So we talk about people coming in, which will be travel bans, maybe countries like Somalia, Yemen, Nigeria, maybe even Iran, but also people who are currently inside the United States. Another reason for them to take them and potentially remove them, right? So that's a hint that travel bans are coming back at some point. Designate cartels and other organizations as terrorist organizations. Starting with this executive order, cartels will be designated as terrorist organizations, which means more enforcement and fighting them will be able possible, even using the military. And once again, guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion, suspend the physical entry of certain aliens until the invasion at the southern border has ceased. So again, travel bans, not just for Muslim countries, but also for countries that they think there's going to be a lot of people coming into the United States. Does that mean that if they decide that Mexican immigrants are causing invasion because too many of them are coming in, does that mean they're going to stop Mexicans from coming in here? I mean, it's very vague, right? But it's coming in. Protecting the American people against invasion. What it does, it essentially removes a bunch of Biden's executive orders. And this is, again, revoking all memos, guidance, or other policies based on above executive orders to ensure faithful execution of the immigration laws, giving the Trump administration more power to block people from coming in here. This is the big one. 3 executive orders, all focusing on blocking people from coming in. So everything here is summarized in detail. The link is in the description of this video. The point is that they're very comprehensive in scope. They've been very much protected and carefully crafted, and they cover a lot of issues in immigration, many of which are sure to be challenged in court. The first one started yesterday. 18 states are suing the Trump administration because of birthright citizenship and, of course, enhancing the vetting and screening of procedures for visa applicants. Be sure that these ones are going to be also challenged in the courts because it essentially puts a block almost on any nationality that they deem fit. So, we are here summarizing this for you guys. What does it mean for you? It means that these executive orders are the initiation of a massive immigration challenges that are going to start against the Trump administration, starting with the lawsuit trying to block the birthright citizenship order. But it's going to go further. They're going to go sue them based on the vetting executive order, which is going to be essentially a travel ban and a deportation, an excuse for many applicants who are inside the United States. What does it mean for you? It means for you that you need to be informed. You need to be aware of your immigration status right now. You need to set up a consultation with an attorney to understand, am I at risk? And what's going to happen when these orders, some of them will become law, essentially that they're going to be the way government is organizing and conducting business with immigrants. We'll continue to update you guys. We'll continue to do videos here every single week. Every single week we'll do lives. Please subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos, and send me a text 619-483-4549 if you're worried and you need a consultation. I'm here for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on next video. Thanks, guys.